Hey YouTube, how's it going? Kevin Clear here with a knife video for you, and today I'm just going to do my most carried videos. If you've been here for a while, you know that about every month and a half, I sit down and make a video about what has been in my pocket the most. And the only reason I do that is because I've noticed that my carry habits tend to change at about that cycle, 4 to 6 weeks. I notice my preferences will lean in a different direction, and so I'll be doing that for a while, and then it'll switch again in another 4 to 6 weeks. So what I do is just sit down and make a short video about what's been in my pocket the most. It gives me an opportunity to talk about some of these knives again and, sort of rehash maybe some of the things I said in the review, or maybe some things I forgot to say. But it also gives you guys a chance to see a bunch of knives all in one place. So especially if you're an enthusiast like I am, I love watching videos that have a number of different knives in them. And so this is a way for you to see a whole bunch of knives, or about 10 probably, without watching 10 different video reviews. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the stuff I've been carrying. I think most of this has been reviewed. One of the knives that's been in my pocket a whole lot is the Recon 1. This is a great knife, and I've said this before, but this is one of the knives that got me interested in folding knives. I just really enjoy this knife, and have done so for a long time. This is one of the knives, as I said, I think I'll just tell you very quickly that I was watching an episode of, I can't think of the name of the show, Deadliest Warrior. Sorry about that, it took me a second. But Deadliest Warrior, and one of the things they had on there, they were doing US Navy SEALs, and the Navy SEALs said they were carrying a Cold Steel Recon 1. Now it was a slightly different model than this, but that kind of went, oh man, I wrote the name down, that's really cool, and I kind of started doing some research and watching videos, and slowly I got more and more interested. So the Recon 1's been with me quite a bit. Let's stick with the Cold Steel theme for a little while. Code 4, this knife is regularly in my rotation. It's been in a lot of these most carried videos, and it will probably continue to be in there. It is Tanto Tuesday today, so I'll probably put a picture of this one on Instagram as well. But yeah, great knife. You guys know what I think about this knife. I've mentioned it over and over again, just extremely versatile. This would be one of those knives that when people ask me, hey Kevin, I'm just looking for one good knife, the Code 4 is one that I often recommend. Cold Steel Swift. This guy I reviewed a while ago, maybe a month and a half ago. Great knife. I just love everything about it. The ergonomics are fantastic. The blade shape is great. Just really well done. And for Cold Steel's first assisted knife, I think it's a real win. So I have really enjoyed carrying this, and I think it's a testament to its quality and how fun it is to carry and flip, that even now, long after the review's done, I'm still carrying it around with me. So very good knife. Got one more Cold Steel that has yet to be reviewed. This is the Rajah 2 Gryvex handle BD1 blade steel. So this guy, I've been carrying it around on Saturdays and stuff like that when I can get away with it. Obviously this is not practical to carry a lot of the time, but whenever I can, I do throw this thing in my pocket, and it's a really cool knife to carry. I will try to get a review of this out in, I don't know, the next maybe week or so. So moving on from Cold Steel, that's all the Cold Steels I've been carrying. I will show you this one fixed blade. I've mentioned this a number of times in this video and always forget to have it with me. This is the Tops Tebow, and in terms of fixed blades, this is a fixed blade that I carry a lot, maybe more than any other fixed blade. Just it's small, and I often drop it in my pocket along with a folder. I really like the sort of lanyard carry that Lucas Burnley recommended for the Quaken, or for the Obaki, I guess it was CRKF2 Obaki, but his Quaken model is kind of where that carry method is based on, where you loop this around a belt loop, and then when you draw the knife, you've got the knife in your hand, the sheath hangs at your side until you're ready to put the knife away. Really nice knife, and I've been really impressed. I love the edge geometry on this. So that's the Tops Tebow. Got a couple of other higher end guys. This knife, the Ferret is, if someone came to me and said, like the Code 4, said, hey Kevin, I'm looking to get into something a little higher end, a really tough usable knife that's just practical, but also has a high level of value and high level of fit and finish and quality, I'm going to recommend the Ferret most of the time. This knife gets a lot of things right that frankly need to be right in a knife of this at this price point. But yeah, I love this knife. I think this is what, with the exception of the knife I'm going to show you in a second, this is what this is where the hard use trend should have gone right away. This is a very, very well executed heavy duty hard use knife. I've got another well executed heavy duty hard use knife, although this one does push the envelope a little bit. You guys have seen my review of this recently, the Medford 187 DPT drop point Tanto. This is a knife that I said this in the review, but I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this when I got it. I have literally loved carrying this thing. I have it with me a lot of the time. I really, really like it. This one is going to be sticking around for a while, I'm sure. Very heavy duty, very comfortable in hand, just a great, great knife. So those are the two sort of more expensive knives that I've been carrying around. And let's finish off with a few assisted knives. The SOG Aegis, great knife, except for this silly lock. This knife is being discontinued, and I kind of wish they would just bring it back with G10 handles and an actual arc lock rather than this wannabe arc lock. Because it is, the shape of it, the weight of it, the design overall is really, really well done. It's just there's a couple little points that make it not as good as it could be. Although I will say it's very lightweight, and the reason I've been carrying this a lot, I've been switching up between this and one other knife when I walk the dog. Usually I'm wearing like workout pants or track pants at that last walk of the day, and so I need something light that's not going to make my pants fall down, and so this has been one of those knives. The other knife, and this one hasn't been reviewed yet either, is the SOG Trident Elite. Now the SOG Trident I wasn't that big of a fan of, but I had a chance to pick one of these up, and it's bigger, it's more well built, the handle is larger. It does have a couple of the same weak points as the Trident. Of course, it has that stupid not arc lock, which I'm not a fan of, but otherwise it's actually a pretty good knife. There's a couple little points here. The line cutter is kind of useless, a little gimmicky. But otherwise, this is a pretty good knife, and this is another one that I've been carrying, especially in the evening when I walk the dog, because again, I'm wearing sort of lightweight outfit, lightweight clothing that, if I put this in my pocket, I would be dragging my pants along the street. So something like this works really well. One more assisted opener, and this is my Benchmade Biraj. Great knife. This knife I've had for a long time. You guys have probably seen it. This is one where I went on the Benchmade website and went through the whole process of sort of picking the scales and the backspacer and the blade steel and everything else. So I thought that was, it was a really, really fun process. The only thing that I might do, and this wasn't an option at all, but I would like to switch this clip to a deep carry pocket clip instead of the split arrow that's on there now. But yeah, that's the stuff that's been with me most of the time over the last, month and a half or so. You can expect another one of these videos coming up. Let me know what you've been carrying in the comments below. I'd really like to hear that. And what you think of it. What are the strengths and weaknesses of the knives you've been carrying, and what would you change if you could? Sort of like the way I'd like to see some changes on that SOG Aegis. Talk to you later, guys.